Hi, welcome to Quokkas on Tour. I'm Craig. With me today is my lovely wife Emma. How's it going, Emma?
I'm well, thank you. And how are you?
I'm good. Where are we travelling to today?
Well, we're travelling ultimately to the US, but as we are flying Singapore Airlines, we have to go via Singapore. So we leave Perth and go to Singapore and have a 6-hour layover in Singapore at Changi Airport.
Changi Airport's a place where we've had some layovers before. It's not a bad place for a layover, especially coming out of Australia. It's a frequent stopping point for travellers from Australia.
Yep, on the way to Europe or this time to the US. So there's lots of things to do that are free in Changi Airport, including the Butterfly Garden. There's also lots of food vendors, there's lots of shops, high-end shops, there's movie theatres, there's slides, there's all sorts.
And it's stretched across 4 terminals. Terminal 1 is mostly Singapore Airlines international flights, and then the terminals 2 and 3 still pretty busy. There's the trams, the trains which interconnect between the two, nice and easy to get to, nice and easy to walk around. We didn't spend much time really in the terminal on this trip. We focused more on the newer Jewel.
Yep, so the Jewel is a 10-storey shopping complex with some more things as well. So there's around about 300 shops in there. There's also an amazing thing called the Rain Vortex.
The Rain Vortex, that's pretty cool. The Rain Vortex is the world's tallest and largest indoor waterfall. I mean, indoor waterfall, who puts a waterfall indoors?
Yeah, and it's in a circular shape, so it's quite amazing.
And it uses all recirculated rainwater, and it's 10 stories tall. No, I got that wrong.
It's 7 stories.
It's 7 stories tall.
It's 7 stories tall.
You can access it from multiple levels where you get multiple views. Best thing about it, it's free.
And it cycles between waterfall mode and a mist mode as well. So you get to see all sorts of different things. It's surrounded by a rainforest and has multiple access points.
Did you know that the reason why they have the mist on there is not just for the effect, but it's also to keep the humidity levels down inside?
Well, let me tell you, it's pretty humid.
It is Singapore after all.
My hair did not like it at all.
So what about the Jewel? We know about the Vortex. It's pretty cool. It's full of people taking selfies, taking their Instagram photos on the different levels. You can go right down to the basement where you can basically touch it.
Well, almost. It makes you feel like you're touching it.
There's a food court in the basement, and with the basement food court you can see the bottom level of the Rain Vortex with a glass window. It looks like you can touch it, and it's pretty cool.
It is. But we only spent a little bit of time there. We actually spent a lot of time in the Canopy section.
And the Canopy section is where you have the paid attractions.
Yes, there's quite a lot of different activities to do, whether you are brave enough to do them because they're at a big height.
Which ones did we do?
So we did the walking net, which I was not a fan of. We also...
The walking net, you weren't a fan of it. I'm not sure if I can say I was a fan of the walking net, but it was pretty cool. I mean, you go over a steel net, which is tight, so obviously under tension. So the walking net is 23 metres suspended above ground, and you look straight down onto the floor, which usually...
the shoppers underneath, yes.
Usually that sort of thing can kind of make my head be a little bit lightheaded with those sort of heights looking straight down, but I actually didn't feel that bad with that one.
My issue with it was the fact that it had no give in the net.
No,
and so
it was tight.
I felt like I was going to, at any stage, lose balance and have my foot or ankle fall through a hole in the net and make me injure myself. So I really didn't spend a lot of time standing on it.
And we really didn't have the appropriate shoes. I mean, the appropriate shoes for that would kind of be hiking boots, I think.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely ankle support boots. But yeah, I really wouldn't recommend it. I didn't enjoy it at all.
No, it was not necessarily great.
I wish now we'd gone on the bouncing net, which was another option, and where you actually bounce along on the nets that have the bounce and give.
Yeah, I mean that one, even though it's more for kids, is one which is a lot more trampoline-like and, and a lot more give there. But the walking net, I found that there was not enough to hold on to.
No, I spent a lot of time on my butt.
Yeah. We didn't video that.
Thank goodness.
So we know about the bouncing net. We didn't do that one because we thought it was for kids. We did the walking net. What else did we do?
The mirror maze. That was great fun.
the mirror maze.
I don't think we've got much footage of the mirror maze.
We got some photos.
Yeah. So we were given pool noodles and then sent into a dark room.
And the pool noodles, just to clarify what they're for, is mostly so that you don't walk straight into the mirror, that you actually, think that that's the direction to go to, so you don't do face plant, or you happen to walk into somebody else around the corner, so you use the pool noodle to actually feel your way in the mirrors. So it's a little bit different. Yeah,
it was good fun, and there was lots of people and lots of kids in there, sort of trying to find their way. And it was air conditioned.
So my favourite part around the canopy, I liked the hedge maze.
Yep, you sure did. We spent a fair bit of time in the hedge maze with Craig, quite amazed by a lot of the things in there, which I'm sure you will see in the footage.
So hedge maze is obviously a hedge maze. At the end of the day, it was quite high, so I couldn't see over the top of it, which was always good, so you couldn't actually see where you were supposed to go. There wasn't any dead ends in the maze, so everything kind of led to the same spot. It's just one way was a faster way, one way was a slower way. But there was entertaining stuff along the way. For kids and for, well, larger kids.
And, in amongst all that humidity, there was a nice little viewing platform which did have a little air conditioning vent, which was very much appreciated.
That was weird, that as much as you can't expect there to be air conditioning, but the air conditioning was raised above everything whilst you're viewing down on where you've been walking around in the hedge maze.
That's the aircon spot.
This is the aircon spot. Woo!
Now, if you happen to come here at any stage with Singapore's humidity, you're going to have to allow for it. First of all, probably wear, suitable clothes. And then the next thing is take some breaks from water and find some aircon.
One thing that I was a big fan of was the Canopy Bridge, which is a glass bridge across the top of the Jewel. So you're looking down through the bridge, down at all the escalators and the shoppers below. Craig didn't really like that so much, but I always enjoy those.
Yeah. The glass bridge looking straight down, once again about 23 metres, looking straight down onto people. Some of the people were walking, some kids were bouncing. Some of us even decided to do our laying down photo on the glass.
Always a good fun thing to do. There's also some lovely gardens and topiary things through the top of the rainforest section of the canopy.
Yeah, that was cool. I liked the walk through there. They had some of the like almost little lake type environments and like wetlands with stuff like
lots of mist
and fog. That was really cool.
Yeah, it was just really pretty. And just a nice break from, the busyness of an airport or a shopping centre. And
on top of that, right at that top level, on that canopy level, there's multiple bars and there was restaurants. They were quite premium priced, but there's some really cool places. But just keep in mind, if you're in that canopy level and you are moving about, one of the things that we found is the humidity was really high up the top because of that glass atrium. Yep. You probably want to go and put any bags that you have that might need to be checked in the luggage storage. It only costs a few dollars to be able to get rid of that. You only really want to be carrying a backpack, and even then they don't let you carry some things on the likes of the nets, the walking net and the bouncing net. Yeah, they don't want you to have anything that will fall.
They do have the lockers available up at that level, so you don't have to do it beforehand. But when you get up there, you can do it.
Large luggage has to be put away. So that was something that we found, and to have those comfortable clothes to be able to move around in rather than the warm clothes, because we did find that we kind of got sweaty.
Oh yeah. So it does cost to do the things like the walking net and the bouncing net and the mirror maze, but you can get a package for those. So check on the Changi Airport website for the current pricing on those. You can do them as single things, or you can do them as a multiple pass.
Yeah. So they're easy to get to.
Yes.
Nice and easy to walk around. They've got the terminal trams, trains, and where you can transfer nice and easy. But even still, just walking around the Singapore terminals, so that you can then walk over. I think they call it a link bridge or something along those lines that then links the jewel to the terminals themselves. That was probably, what do you think, maybe a 5-minute walk or so. Yeah,
probably. By the time you get through immigration and customs, you're looking at 15 minutes to half an hour, depending on the lines. I would not be recommending to go there if you have a short layover. I would think if you have a 3-hour plus layover, then that would be when you could do that. But I wouldn't want to do it for any shorter period.
Yeah, I mean, we had 6 hours, so we had some time on our hands, so we were able to move around and not be worried and stressed out. So that worked out pretty good as far as being able to pass that time with having that on over our shoulders.
And it was a good breakdown, between the long flights. So we got a bit of time to walk around and not be cooped up sitting down, like you are in a plane. So it's nice to stretch out and do something. So do you have any other tips for people who are stopping at Changi Airport?
Like on a layover?
Yes.
Yeah. If you're going to be stuck, not necessarily stuck there, but on a layover, change of clothes helps. Having lounge access helps, to be able to have a shower afterwards when it is a bit sweaty.
Yeah. We were lucky enough to have access to the Singapore KrisFlyer Silver Kris Lounge, and that does have showers, so that is really good and welcome after spending time in the Jewel and just walking around Singapore in between flights.
Just a tip for the lounges in Singapore, they get really busy before the flights, so if you are intending on having a shower, as soon as you go into the lounge, speak to the people at reception and get booked for a shower, like book your shower in straight away, so that way you have not a rush before your flight, because we found that on another flight we were not able to get in for a shower. On this time it was okay, we managed to actually get in, but that's some advice on a bit of lounge etiquette.
Yes. Anything else you want to say?
No, I kind of think that's about it. It was cool. Singapore, Changi is really cool at the best of times, and I think that it's probably one of the better airports to have some time on your hands with.
Definitely, and yes, and I know a lot of people actually have it as a choice destination. So sometimes if you're looking at your long haul flights and there is layovers, knowing that you can do some things in the airport is a really helpful thing, and sometimes those ones with a longer layover are cheaper flights, so yeah, you don't have to worry about oh no, I'm going to have to sit around for hours, there's stuff to do.
Yeah. So if you like what you're seeing here, we appreciate it if you do the YouTube thing of liking and subscribing, and we'll see you all next time.
See ya!